지금 프랑스에 온 지 한 달하고도 한 절반 정도 지났는데 기분이 좀 어때?
Well, I'm fine, but yeah, excited to try new adventures.
한국이 그리워? 아니면 그리웠던 적이 있어?
Well, it's been more than a month that we are in France, and I miss Korea already, though it's not my country. Well, I think it's normal to miss a place where you feel great and flourishing there, but why missing a place where you don't especially feel great or you are struggling? That's something I really cannot understand, but that's how I feel actually. I really miss Korea.
너만 그리워하는 거 아니지? 다른 외국인들도 다 똑같이 그리워하는 거지?
Yeah, of course. I'm not the only one. I'm sure I'm not. All the foreigners I met in Korea, they all told me the same, especially those who struggled a lot in Korea or lived like very hard experiences and lived in Korea for at least 1 year or more. Because we all miss Korea, even if we all had that moment where we think like, why did I come to Korea in the first place? I cannot stay in Korea any longer. I miss my home country. Yet we miss Korea.
근데 너는 이제 한 달 정도밖에 안 됐는데 벌써 그립다고 했잖아. 다른 사람들은 한 1년, 몇 년이 지난 후에 생각이 나는 거 아니야?
Once again, I know I'm not the only one feeling that way. Like other foreigners told me the same. They said that they would go back for 1 year to their home country, but they couldn't stay for a full year. They're like, okay, no, I will go back to Korea like before the end of their stay. And the funny thing is that those people who miss Korea, if they cannot settle in Korea for a long term, they will travel to Korea like every year, and they come like every year for the summer or like when they have holidays. Instead of traveling to other countries and discovering other places, they go to Korea like directly.
여기에 살 수가 없으니까
Yeah.
매년 여행을
Yeah,
오면
yeah,
그치?
yeah, yeah.
살기는 힘드니까.
Yeah, I've been talking to some foreign girls or like people in Korea. They said like, oh, now I'm back in my home country. I'm back in Sweden. I'm back in the US. But we can meet next year in Korea because they will come back again. You know? So like,
They already make.
yeah.
이미 계획이 다 있대.
Yeah. They know every year they come. So like normally when you travel to one country, you don't want to go back again, right? You're like,
그치, 보통 이렇게
Yeah.
여행을 오면 다음엔 다른 데로 가지.
yeah, of course.
왜 사람들이 여기 한국에 어떻게 보면 빠진 거잖아. 그 이유가 뭔지 알아?
In my opinion, the main reason is the convenient lifestyle. Convenience.
편리하다.
Yeah. Well, I think we all got more and more solitary in our society. So it's easier now to live without like very strong human connections. I think human relations are essential for the mind, for the life, but we are more likely to get addicted to convenience quickly.
More than relationship.
Yeah, I think so. So what I mean is that I think we start missing people after a few months, but for the convenience, when you are used to it, when it's part of your habits, it's very hard to get rid of it. But if you are abroad like for 1 month and you are not with your family and friends, you don't especially miss them. I think that's the effect of Korea on foreigners because of the lifestyle based on convenience.
다시 바꾸기가 힘들잖아, 이미.
Yeah.
편한 데를 가봤으니까.
Yeah. It's very hard after to change that.
난 알지. 왜냐면 여기서 이제 지금은 담배를 끊었지만 담배를 사고 싶은데 한 20분을 걸어가야 되니까 담배를 사러. 화나고 이런 건 아닌데 한국이었으면 바로 그냥
you can have it directly.
바로 편의점에 갔다 오면 되는데.
Not saying it's good because I mean that's actually a good thing if you want to stop smoking. Even if it's not like cigarettes, if it's like something else, or if you invite friends over and you don't have enough like drinks or you need to get something directly. But here we cannot do this because, for example, on Sundays everything is closed, so you cannot buy on Sundays. Since we arrived in France, I've been missing like the Korean lifestyle, the doors with the code instead of like using keys, the very convenient transportation. I've been missing that a lot.
제일 그리워하는 건 뭐야?
Of course, food.
불닭?
No, I mean food, real food.
불닭볶음면?
Yeah, I said of course, but to be honest, I'm a little bit surprised that I miss Korean food the first, because when I was in Korea, I really missed French food, like at the end, especially the last few months. I really miss like wine, bread, cheese, this kind of things, but I really miss Korean food. We could eat a few things because now like the Korean culture is expanding in France, so we can find more and more like food or products from Korea. But I still dream of like 닭갈비, 김치찌개, 부대찌개,
된장찌개.
된장찌개. I love jjigae so much, so I really miss jjigae. And of course, hotak. Please give me something. I feel the taste.
호떡?
Yeah.
붕어빵? 여기서는 그걸 찾을 수가 없으니까.
Oh, we need to make it ourselves. So yeah, basically I miss food and the convenience and hunting cafe in Seoul, like to chill, to study or go on a date.
내가 너랑 프랑스를 안 왔다면 여기 있을 수 있겠어? 아니면 다시 돌아갈 거야? 한국으로?
다시 돌아갈 거야. 다시 돌아갈 거야.
진짜?
Yeah.
한 달 뒤에? 한 달 뒤에?
Maybe no. Maybe I would have stayed for a maximum of like 3 months, just to gather money and then go back. If you were in Korea, if I was already like dating you and living with you, that's what I would have done. Otherwise, I think I wouldn't have come back. I wouldn't have found the motivation and the strength to come back here. I could find this motivation because I was with you, but now that I'm here, I still realize that it's very hard, like mentally. I feel better because you are with me and because I know that this is also a great opportunity like for you and for us to try new things and discover new opportunities.
아 그러면은 이제 프랑스에 온 거 후회 안 하는 거지? 그치?
I don't regret. It's hard, but I don't regret for the reasons I've mentioned just before. Fighting!
그럼 더 높이 가줄게 세계 제일 위에 내가 만약에 프랑스를 사랑하고 한국에 돌아가고 싶지 않다면 만약에 아 그럼 너 한국으로 돌아가고 싶어?
So to answer your question, well, it's something that I have considered a lot before coming to France. I was a little bit worried about this, but I thought in any case we have to do it. A year ago, you actually mentioned the fact that you wanted to try living in France, but at that time I said that it would be better to wait a little bit just to prepare it. So I knew that this day would come. Of course, I thought about this and I was like, what if I want to go back to Korea? But he's like, no, now I'm staying. That would be really hard. But to be honest, I think you will not be in the same situation and you will want to go back to Korea after.
근데 나는 이제 점점 마음에 들기 시작하는 단계지.
For the reasons I've said before, that Korea is addictive because of the convenience. So we will see. But
아직은 초반이니까.
Yeah. It's just the beginning.
아직은 시작이니까.
Yeah, it's just the beginning.
혹시 모르지 만약에 내가 너무 마음에 들고 그러면 여기서 더 있고 싶다.
Yeah.
너는 많은 나라를 여행을 해봤잖아.
Yeah.
근데 다른 나라도 똑같은 거 아니야? 똑같이 느끼는 거 아니야? 이렇게 다시 가고 싶다.
No. So sometimes I traveled for like only a week or two just for holidays in some European countries. It's different and I don't count these ones. But I went to Japan. I've always dreamed to go to Japan. I could have felt the same about Japan. I had a really amazing time. I stayed for about 2 months, so I could have like get used to the country, but I've never felt that way.
가서 딱 직접 경험을 해봤을 때는 더 이상 가고 싶지 않다는 여행 가끔.
Yeah, just sometimes. Yeah, just someday I want to go and like chill, but I would never consider living in Japan, for example. But for Korea, it was on my way, so I wanted to go there, but just for a month. The trip in Korea like ended up being extended to like 3 months. On my way back to France, I cried like the whole time.
네?
I arrived at my brother's place and I just slept and I was like, that's how I felt and I was like, what the fuck is that? I think it's just a sort of toxic relationship, but that's something like other foreigners told me. They sometimes say like they feel like they are in a toxic relationship because when they're in Korea, they're like complaining and they know there is something wrong and not very good and healthy for them. But I'm like, then why don't you go back to your home country? And they're like, no,
그치.
of
우리
course not.
입장에서는 그렇게 보이지.
Yeah. And they're like, no, of course not. And they stay like for many years and they always stay like one more year. Next year I will go back to my country, but
그치.
that they stay like forever.
좋지는 않은 것 같아. 내가 봤을 때.
Yeah. If you feel the same about other countries, or if you've been to Korea and you feel the same about Korea, just let us know in the comments. This interview was very good to film. We really enjoyed it and we hope you enjoyed it too. I guess that in the future we will try to make more interviews like this with us and with other people, hopefully with some guests. See you soon and don't forget to subscribe. 좋아요.
구독
해주세요.
바이바이.
바이바이.